Hello, how are you? This is Jilly Bling, and I have a project using Darling Detail. This is the second project I've done. This is a Gotta Have It box, where if you purchase the bundle through me, I would love to send you 5 free card kits. And this is project number 2. Project number 1 is here. And just flipping the paper over, it makes such a difference. But I love that card. And this is today's project number 2. And it could be like a little easel card, however you like. And I have to admit, I made this project before I went on vacation. And it's been about 10 days. And I'm hoping I remember how to make it. If not, the mistakes I make are probably the mistakes that you'll make. So it might be a good thing. Okay, so Darling Details Bundle. Cute stamp set. No coloring required. Very casual. Very, I want to say flirty, but it's just an easy, fun set. And there's dies that go with it. And then we'll also be using deco rectangles for this rectangle right here. Okay, let's see how this goes. So, it's bright colors. This is Parakeet Party. We're just going to fold it in half. And I'll put all the paper cut sizes and photos of all the projects on my blog. And my blog is jillybling.com. And you've probably heard me mention a few times before, I have a new blog. And if you want to get, well, they call it newsletter, but it's really just anytime I make a post, you get an email. And it comes right to your email. If you want that, go to jillybling.com. Up at the top, click sign up for newsletter, and you will get just a notification by email anytime I post something. And it's not sold to anyone, so you don't have to worry about that. Oh, and if you do it, make sure to check your spam, because I send you a confirmation email. And right now I know there's 2 people who signed up, but because they didn't find the email to confirm, they're not going to get any of the posts. But like I said, I haven't done very much lately. I've been vacationing, which has been nice. Okay, look how those go together. So this paper, let me show you. It's a online exclusive. And it's 6x6, hello, irresistible. And it comes in all these beautiful prints. I think this one is too pale to go with the parakeet, but that does look good, huh? I was focusing on these darker, maybe not so much. Where did I put it? These ones. Because the yellow in it, I was going to say it kind of clashes with the Parakeet Party, but it might look good. But I think that these look really nice with the Parakeet Party. And you need pretty much 1 sheet for each card. So, Irresistible Blooms, pretty paper. Okay, so these pieces are going to make this top piece. And it's perfectly cut to size. And I'm going to use this die. And can you see that this one is kind of like layered with dimensionals? So this is just going to stay for stamping. And I'm going to cut this one out. And do your best to get this piece lined up square on your paper, because it's going to make the cutest little stitched edge. See that along there? And if you don't have it straight on your paper, your whole card is going to look crooked. So just do the best that you can. And I'm looking at this perimeter around the outside edge to make sure that it's equal. Okay, so here it is. What's interesting about this is it cuts out the center. And we're going to use that for the words And then we'll also use it for these pieces in here. And I was thinking it might be nice to cut out this purple flower too. But let's see how it goes. Okay, so we have that. We're going to use this. Here's a sample. Here's today's project. So let's start stamping these flowers. So the colors being used today are Highland Heather Gorgeous Grape. Gorgeous Grape is the darker color for the outline. Highland Heather for the filler. Lemon Lime Twist, even though this is Parakeet Party, I'm using Lemon Lime Twist for the greenery, and Petal Pink for the little pink flowers. So let's first start with the big flowers in the purples. Okay. This is Gorgeous Grape, right about here. This one kind of leaning over. And I'm doing my best not to hit this cute little edge. Okay, so that's good. We're going to use the grape in just a minute to do these little, I want to say ball things. These little berries. Okay, and then this is the lighter one. This is Highland Heather. Goes right over the top. Two-step stamping. A few people tried it for the first time, probably like a month ago, a few months ago. They're like, oh my gosh, I love that. There it looks really dark, but it will lighten up a bit. Two-step stamping is fun. Especially if you've spent time coloring. Two-step stamping is really good. Okay, and how about the greenery? And that is going to be in Lemon Lime Twist. Look at these colors. Kind of stretching out to the edge. And I'm not worried about the center because I know the greeting will go right there. And I'm going to try to leave a little bit of room for the berries. Okay, 2 of those. Now the berries. Let's do the berries. So there's an outline and a filler. I'll do the outline first. So when you stamp this, there's one little bit and it has an opening. I'm thinking that's the top of the stamp. I don't know for sure, but I'm going to pretend like it. And I'm trying to leave some room for the pink little flowers. And then Highland Heather. And on this stamp, the filler stamp, there's one bit that's a bit flat, and I think that goes to the top. It seems to fit pretty good that way. I'm going to leave all these dirty because I'll be using them on the inside. See how the Highland Heather lightened up so you could see it well over the grape? So I think that's all the stamping for now, other than the little pink flowers. Okay, that's this right here. Aren't those sweet? And a lot of this will be covered up with the greeting. Okay, that's good. So I think that's it for the top. It's happening. So on this white paper, let's do the greeting and this little trio of flowers. And there is a die that cuts these flowers out individually. If you'd like, you could do it that way, like 3 separate ones, or you could fussy cut and have them all together. And I'm going to try to get this big flower on, and maybe even those. Okay, first greeting. The greeting, just a note. I love it. The greeting, just a note, because it could be for anything. I mean, it could be a get well, it could be a birthday, or just a note, just thinking about you, or hey, let's go out to coffee. Okay, that worked out well. I'm going to leave the die there so I know to allow room to cut this out. I'm going to try the big flower. There's plenty of room on this paper. While I'm at it, maybe 3 of these. I'm getting kind of gutsy, huh? Because I'm going to hand cut them. This one I could use the die. I'll have to find it. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then instead of coloring, let's use Highland Heather to color them. So I have the other projects picked out for this Gotta Have It box, and I've got little piles of paper, and I have to admit, I don't remember what they are. I know they're going to be good. I know they'll all be different, but I'm going to do some homework, figure out what did I have planned here. Three little flowers. Okay, so I'm going to run this through. I know definitely the die will work for this. I have one ready. I didn't stamp on it. Just a note. Oh. Finger in the ink pad. I know it's been a while. Okay, and let me check on the dies for this one. There it is. Oh, I want to do something with that. And there it, oh, you know, I'm just going to hand cut it. And I don't mind hand cutting, as long as it isn't a lot of hand cutting. For example, as long as it isn't cutting out for 80 Christmas cards and you have to cut out everything on it, I wouldn't like that. I wouldn't like to color stuff like that either. But just one little flower, it's okay. It's funny, some people, they really don't mind cutting, like I'm one, or they really just, they don't like it. And some people, it's hard for them to cut. They don't have like smooth edges, and they like to use the tips of the scissors, and it doesn't look very good. So I don't blame them for not liking to cut. And then the same with coloring. There are 3 things to cut out. So we went on vacation, and It was wonderful. But this time we planned a quiet vacation where not day trips. It was mostly just, let's just do what we want to do. The kids went fishing and they caught some fish. And we enjoy sushi. That's one of the reasons they wanted to do it. And you should see what they made last night. Oh, another thing is, you all probably already know this, but I'm like, how are you going to get that thing home? Because you know when you go through customs, how they make you declare all kinds of stuff and they ask you questions about plants and fruits. I'm like, well, how are you going to get fish home? We had them make it from fish to fillet. I'm sure that there's a word for that. Right there on the pier, and paid the guy so much per fish. So we just had 2 bags of fish. But there was a guy and he says, well, just go home and freeze it. When it's solid frozen, wrap it up in your dirty clothes or just in clothes and put it in the middle of your suitcase and just have it layer and layer after clothes. I'm like, really? But guess what? It worked. So the kids have been putting pictures online of what they made last night. Looks pretty good. Okay, let's start building this thing. Oop. Isn't this a cute little die? Just very delicate. Okay, so I'm going to put dimensionals on the back side of this to have it raised so it looks a little bit kind of like a shadow box. Dimensionals. And I think a few half dimensionals will fit, no, half. Half dimensionals. So next weekend, not in a few days, but next weekend, we are going to Oma's 95th birthday party. Weekend adventure. See, because these papers were cut the same size, it fits exactly. Look at that. Oop. A little bit more punching out. So then this goes right on here with liquid glue, or you could use your Stampin' Seal. And it goes right in the middle of this card. And then to do this ribbon comes in a combo 2-pack. Isn't that cute? A little lemon lime. I'm going to put adhesive right in the middle because I know that will be covered up by the greeting. And I get questions on how do you do that swoosh of ribbon. I'm going to show you. So see how there's adhesive right here in the middle. Then I want that a little bit more of an angle. Think about the tip of it. Where do you want it? I want it right there. Okay. Then think about the swoosh. I want it right there. And then another swoosh right about here. And if you don't like it, because it's just in the glue, you could easily pull it up and do it again until you like it. Then I want it to end right about here. So it doesn't matter what it looks like underneath the label because you don't see it. And we're going to use this again on the inside to cover up the seam. Okay, so the just a note goes on here with dimensionals. And probably do more dimensionals than you normally would because this label is going to go over the ribbon, and sometimes adhesives the label won't stay put just because it's hanging onto the ribbon rather than the paper. Right in the middle. Even if one side of the ribbon is bigger than the other side, put your words right in the middle. It'll all equal out. And if your cutting plates ever leave a little residue, use your adhesive remover and it will usually take them off. Or you can replace your plates all the time, which is no fun. Okay, so that's looking good. Now we could tuck in the little greenery. You're like, wait a minute, where's the greenery? That is all these pieces right here. So I'm going to do 2 of each. 2 flower branch, 2 of the little leaf trio, 2 of this fancy leaf, and, because there's 2 of them, 4 of this little single leaf. Oop, I dropped one. So this branch I'm going to cut into 2. So see this little cluster right down here of 2 flowers? I'm going to cut it right across the top, real smooth. So that one branch is now 2 pieces. And that's only because if you took the full branch and tucked it in, you lose all that cuteness. You might as well put it on your card somewhere so you could see it. Okay, same thing with this. Okay, I'm going to use liquid glue just to start tucking these pieces in. And I'm going to put glue just at the bottom of it. I could put it all the way up to the top, but I'm fine with the top bits of it just kind of floating and looking real cute and delicate. And I like that one going over the frame. And you know, sometimes when it comes to putting things together, it's easier just to copy. And I'll put pictures of all these on my blog, which is jillybling.com. And that way you don't have to recreate what's already done. And once you make it, you could say, well, I made it. You don't need to tell everyone that you went, looked it up, and copied it, because you made it. So many times people they're so sweet, very kind. They send me a message saying, oh my gosh, I love that project. Can I copy it? Can I case it? Like, of course you can. That's why I put stuff out there. Play with your stuff. Try it. Have fun with it. Once you make it, you made it. Isn't this sweet? I love these colors. Right there. And this other one, I put it over there, but I don't want to cover up the berry. Little leaves and leaves. Oh, and then we're going to put on iridescent rhinestones, which is perfect because if you look at iridescent rhinestones, they have hints of pink and green in them, which matches perfect with this card. Okay, so I'm looking at this one, that, this one, that. Okay, I think we just need rhinestones. Did I really put all those on the inside? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yep. Okay, rhinestones. And I think I'm going to use all little ones. Quite a few little ones. Isn't that pretty? Turned it upside down and was like, oh, I like the underside too. One more. Okay, so the outside is done. So let's work on the inside. So I'm using a little bit different paper. And on this one I stamped in Lemon Lime Twist Just a Note 3 times. It's a little bit faint. I don't know that it will show up on here. I think if I put it in one of the purple colors, that would be too distracting. So I'm still going to try putting it onto this piece of designer paper. So Just a Note 3 times. Maybe I'll start it higher. And because it's so faint, if you don't do it perfect, don't worry about it. Hello there. Okay. And, oh, I wonder, how is this? I think I like it cut out like that. These can kind of drift over here. Cute. This could go right here. So I need a little bit of green and then the pink. So I'll start with the leaves and green. And then the little petal pink flowers, they can go anywhere, everywhere. Because the purple flower is going to go right over the top. Those, one more. I think I put them in too close, not realizing how big the big flower is. How about a green stem? And I'm not worried about what it looks like down here because it'll be covered up by the big flower. Okay, let's make this. So before you attach the inside, we want to wrap the ribbon around. And I say that because someone, me, didn't do that the first time. Oh, that would be pretty. Oh. Okay, that looks good. But that, if I had one more sample to make, I would have this side up. I love that. That's a fun bundle, the Irresistible Blooms. There's that die that looks like this piece of paper. It's just fun. Okay, and I noticed I didn't cut it exactly perfect, so I'm going to trim this. Yeah, I didn't do too good centering it. I'm sure it's cut just fine. Okay, so I'm going to get my tear tape. Almost out of this. Need just a little bit. And that's going to hold the ribbon. Ribbon. The ribbon just needs to wrap around about maybe an inch, half an inch. Okay, stamp and seal. I love this stuff. It's really sticky. See, those colors just look happy and bright and tropical. And just to note, you can hardly see it. If you look, you can. Okay, that's going to go there on dimensional. And then the little leaves will tuck in. Just a note. And I'll use liquid glue. See, if I would have thought in it ahead of time, in advance, I would use the adhesive sheets. Good thing glue dries clear. Got a big old puddle right there. Okay, just like that. And now on the big flower, I'll put just a few dimensionals so that I could tuck those little leaves in underneath it. And if needed, I'll put on more dimensionals at the end. Oh, one on here too. Okay, so this flower goes right about there. These right there. Kind of like it going over the ribbon. And then tuck in a few of these little 3 single leaves. Oh, and then we have to put rhinestones on. And 2, and one more. About right there. Okay, and rhinestones on the inside, and then I think that's it. lately I've been putting rhinestones on the inside where when you close the card, they probably don't belong on the inside, but it sure looks good. Three. Covered up some of my pink flowers with that big purple flower. Oop. I dislodged the glue dot. So off goes the glue dot. Maybe. And on goes liquid glue. That's like a little diamond. Whoops, look where it fell. Almost. Perfect. And two more rhinestones. This one is covered up by the leaves. Oh, and you know, on the front, I think I did a few little scattered rhinestones. Okay, the inside is done. So it can be an easel card where it hangs on there, like that. Or you can put dimensionals, so it's just a plain standard card. Let me do dimensionals on this one. The other one could be easel. So to do the dimensionals, I'm going to put 3 right here on the edge, and that will make it permanently stuck to there. So now this is just a standard card, and this one could be the easel. But I did put 2 additional bling. Let me do that. Oh, that's the icing on the cake. Yep. Okay, that's today's project. So let me know if you have any questions about the Gotta Have It box or Darling Details. And if you can, use host code. This is for July. And thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day.